to Gerda and she said, Werner, only if you bought me this whole park. Then we could have our villa on the mountain. Werner had a heart attack a couple years later. He was a pretty heavy smoker. And I don't think he's had a cigarette since his heart attack. Living under very cleansed conditions. Loves his music. Yes, Katie, you were going to say something.
I was?
Yes.
What?
Either that or you burped. Which one was it?
I was going to say something.
Okay. What were you going to say?
Nothing.
You going to come visit us in Atlanta, Georgia?
Sure.
Is Jennifer going to get invited to visit you in New York? Or where's your home?
Darien.
Darien, okay. Well, you should write to Jennifer. Oh, look, there's GBF.
But we're not moving there until 6 years from now.
6 years from now.
Daddy.
Daddy who?
Daddy Frank. Gordon Bruce Frank.
I got my
Gordon
favorite
Bruce
shirt
Frank?
on.
Yeah, my dad's middle name is Bruce. Oh, I thought you said Booze.
Eating my popcorn. That was by the famous grist mill, the water mill. There's Werner helping me rake. Oh no, this is back in Germany. This is Werner's house. It's now 1974.
Oh my gosh.
Katie and Jennifer. Were you born yet, Katie? 74?
No. I wasn't.
When were you born?
1976.
Wow. When were you born, Jennifer?
1980.
That's right. What month were you born, Katie?
August 8th.
When were you born, Jennifer?
January 24th.
What year?
I don't know.
You just said it.
January 1980.
What year were you born, Jennifer?
1980.
Right. There's some castles in the Mosel Valley. On the way from Trier to Werner's house, I stopped in the Mosel. Spent some time visiting them. On a trip from Paris. I think I dropped the kids off in Bitburg. Look at the snow, ladies and gentlemen. I think the next morning we came out, spent the night in Werner's house. The next morning we came out and there was snow. Snow on the ground. Is that the Volvo coming out? Yep, there's the Volvo. Parked out front.
Daddy,
Jennifer.
you want to play.
Well, go ahead. You can play. Well, I can't help it. I've got to put the sound on this reel. That's the whole purpose of doing this, Jennifer, is to add the sound. See, these were silent movies, Katie, and I'm converting it to videotape, and I'm putting a soundtrack on at the same time. Werner's getting into his Mercedes. He has a perennial Mercedes sedan, except for that year with the Kraft die, his Volkswagen. This looks like Paris. Right, they came to visit me in Paris, Werner and Gerda and Kurt. Remember that, Werner? I'm going to make a copy of this tape and send it to Werner. He's going to have to find a way of converting it. But this is his scenes. I think he must have the same scenes of me. You can send me a copy, Werner, you know that? And I'll have to convert it, the same problem. Paris, 1974. Looked like Adri there, but it wasn't. And these are the famous Funicular going up the ramps to the top of Sacre Coeur, Sacred Heart, and Montmartre. The artists and galleries of Montmartre. This was about a 30-cent ride. You could either walk up a mile's worth, sort of like a cable car ride. There is Invalides, Napoleon's tomb, that big dome in the center there. Looking across the various sections of Paris, the most beautiful city in the world. The ladies of Paris, oh, they're beautiful, yes. Oh, that's Gerda. What is she pushing? And there's Notre Dame with that steeple. in the middle, and the skyline of Paris looking to the west at that point. Beautiful country. And there's Sacre Coeur, Sacred Heart. Not that old a cathedral as things go in Europe. I think it was completed around 1900, 1890, 1900, but done in a very unusual Muslim mosque style, and it's a Catholic church. So I don't know if it was done from an architectural point or a political point of view, but definitely has a mosque influence with the domes and the layout and the architecture inside. Almost gives you the feeling you could be in a mosque as well as a cathedral. Probably shows the internationalism of Paris. That might be one of the railroad stations. This is still Sacred Heart. The Crusaders doing their thing from Paris. They left for hundreds of years. In fact, that's an interesting thought. Montmartre, the painters and artists of Saint-Pierre de Montmartre. And right near is a discotheque, Bohemian coffee shop. I think the Dryers bought a couple paintings of Paris there, a couple sketches of the area. Have you been to Paris, Katie?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yes, sorta. My mom and dad went, but I wasn't quite there yet.
Okay. And there are the different painters doing their things, selling their wares around Paris. As we shot each other. There's a painter putting the final touches on one of his depictions of the scenes around Montmartre. This is a painter's area, Katie.
Just like they had in England.
Well, even more so. In England, you saw them displaying their playing in here, and I'm playing in here, and Werner Dryer's playing in here, and Gerda's playing here.
Okay.
Let's take this out first.
Katie and Jennifer are playing. This is the most beautiful dollhouse I've ever seen. This is. Going to go by the famous Moulin Rouge. A lot of sex in this part of town. Street, a guy doing some fire magic, shooting flames out and selling his wares. Looks like this was probably the summer of '74. We were still living in. You come in here and we're in the gardens. These are the Tuileries, the garden scenes, not the Tuileries, gardens of France. Hi, Gerda. She's having a good time. And there's Werner. There's Kurt. There was a visitor that came along with the Dryers. Friend of Werner and Gerda's, drove in with them from Paris. And these are the beautiful garden scenes. Manicured trees and bushes. Some of them looking like animals and elephants. Christmas trees. Very well done. Unbelievable attention to detail. Same as Japan. Master technicians. Look at all that greenery and those red flowers. Oh, here's the fountains we saw before in